It's the Seahawks.
Okay.
It's the Seahawks. I'm thinking about Russell Wilson. I'm thinking about DK Metcalf. I'm thinking about the fact that, some of the things that was bothering Russell Wilson has been handled. And I just think that, along with their experience, to me, puts them as a legitimate threat. I still think there's some question marks with Garoppolo and San Fran. I still think Stafford, even though he's got a lot to prove, is a question mark in L.A. Let's see what they do, even though their defense is real. I'm looking at the Seattle Seahawks, led by Russell Wilson, as being the legitimate threat to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers is still on the Packers, I'll take the Packers. And if Aaron Rodgers goes somewhere else in the NFC, I might take them. But as of right now, assuming Rodgers winds up in the AFC, give me the Los Angeles Rams. There's a reason they traded 2 firsts and, what was it, a 4th? Plus Jared Goff, the former #1 overall pick who's made 2 Pro Bowls and has been a quarterback in the Super Bowl for Matthew Stafford. Because McVay looks and goes, I can't quite do what I need to do with Goff. I can with that guy. And when an offensive coach like McVay identifies his quarterback and moves mountains to go get him, that tells you something about what he's anticipating he's going to do. Now, there's change on the offensive line, but they still got Whitworth, their best offensive lineman, their left tackle. They have an offense. They have a defense. They have the best defensive player in the league. They look to me over the last couple seasons like they were ready to take the next step, if only. And it seems like they got the if only addressed. I say the Rams are the biggest threat if Rodgers is in the AFC.
Oh, boy, I can scratch my head in a lot of different places here, but I got to agree with you to a degree, Max. I think when you look at the Los Angeles Rams and everything that you pointed out at the quarterback spot, here's the problem for me, though, is the defensive side of the ball. Yes, they have Aaron Donald and they have Jalen Ramsey, but they also got a new defensive coordinator in Raheem Morris. It's not like Raheem Morris as a DC has lit the world on fire. So we got to be careful saying that this defense is going to be the same. They lose Johnson to the Cleveland Browns. Taylor Rapp falls into that position. Yes, on the offensive side, they did pick up Matthew Stafford. But Matthew Stafford is 0-3 lifetime in the playoffs. So if it's true that he has his guy at the quarterback spot, it's boom or bust for the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. There's huge pressure on Stafford. We're going to get to that later in the show. But I don't think if you're going to talk about the biggest threat to the Bucs, and we're not talking Packers because we don't know what's going to go on with Rodgers, I don't think you have to leave the NFC West. I think you could legitimately take the Seahawks, even though the offensive line and the defense hasn't been everything people wanted because of the quarterback.
What I would say, though, don't sleep on New Orleans just because Drew Brees is gone. Don't think that Jameis Winston is a bum at quarterback under Sean Payton. Don't think that for one bit.
I don't think he's a bum, but I do think that he's a turnover waiting to happen. And, I mean, I think that he's good. I think that he's good for his 30-plus touchdowns. I think that he'll win more than he'll lose. I think that he'll be better under Sean Payton than he ever was in Tampa. I'll give him that. I'm not finished with Jameis Winston. I don't think his career is over or anything like that. But I think the expectations when you're looking at the Saints is, can he beat Drew Brees? Can he be that dude as a passer? And that answer is no, because the greatest thing about Drew Brees was his accuracy. And I don't think anybody will accuse Jameis Winston of pulling that off.
Yeah, but Stephen A., it's all about the coach putting you in the right position at quarterback to be successful and to succeed. Yes, he had some success in Tampa Bay, but they kind of hung him out to dry, having him throw the ball 50 times a game. You can't do that. You have to know what you have at that particular position.
I think people are also sleeping on the other 2 teams in the NFC West. Arizona keeps getting better. Kyler Murray keeps getting better. Yes, he does.
You can have that.
And San Francisco. San Francisco was in the Super Bowl the year before last. If Garoppolo can stay healthy or be healthy at the right time,
right.
San Francisco's live.
Why do you just want to make the Bay Area laugh if he can stay healthy? Really?
Well, they have a pretty good backup.
Frisco's legit.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.